Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I'm going to do a land back off of this brother from GMS, GMS Gabarawar. This brother subscribe to his page. He'll edify you. But I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shimon and Shine. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone of whom I learned from. And shalom to the hope of the elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yahshua Allah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. I just want to do a land back on some precepts, talking about the Jacob's trouble, the order of judgment, and the attitude of the 2/3 and the nations, what this brother's going into. Listen to what he's saying.
Forgive me the inspiration to do this lesson, and I want to title it something along the lines of Jacob's trouble means y'all in trouble. Okay, and what I'm referring to, is I really want to touch on the aspect of how everyone is getting ready to be affected. Okay, and one thing that I notice when it comes to the other nations, one thing that I notice even when it comes to Israelite foreigners, that come from a heathen nation, or, they identify as, across the board, African, or, just basically not a Negro. All right. Basically anyone that doesn't identify or feel the effects of what you see happening on a day-to-day basis, the so-called Negroes, primarily Latinos and Native Americans, these people are thinking that they are going to be in a good case, and they don't understand is when Jacob's trouble is finally in full swing, everyone is going to be being affected by that. All right. And even when you think about World War II, when you had Pearl Harbor, what happened? Okay, even though Jacob, is the main target, and the hatred from Esau, Edom, as the whooping stick, also as the Lord's sword, but you also have to understand that these other nations feel the effect of that sword too. So when you had Pearl Harbor, they basically declared martial law and locked up anyone looking or showing characteristics of Ammon. All right, the so-called Japanese. So, they were cool. They had to deal with their little this and their little that. But for the most part, these nations be, maneuvering in Babylon. But there's getting ready to become a time where everyone is going to be targeted. All right, and it's going to start as Jacob's trouble, and then it's going to turn into world trouble, because the main thing, excuse me for my long-winded introduction, but the main thing is going to be what? The hour of temptation through the mandatory marking of the beast. So everyone is going to have to conform to the plans, agenda of the elite. But what the world doesn't realize is this is actually the prophecy being fulfilled and the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai.
So that's where I want to stop. So yes, physically we can see it, right? People that don't even believe in the scriptures, people that don't even understand prophecy, you can see it with the so-called the low-level Edomites. Now the carnal manifestation. What do I mean by the carnal? The physical evidence of the manifestation of everything the prophets have been explaining out of prophecy by order of the new song, the 100% truth, the correct doctrine, in the name or by the name or under the name of Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, everything that they've been allowed to see in the scriptures, the mysteries that were sealed, right? The mysterion have been made known to them, and they've been harping on their harps. And now all of us, the hopefully elect, we're hearing it, right? And we're walking in that way. You will hear a voice saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. And now we're walking in the voice, the doctrine, right? And we're also now in agreement, and we're learning the lyrics and the melodies of the new song. And we're also harping on our harps. Whether we're in or outside of GMS, we're acknowledging that we believe in this truth when we acknowledge the elders and the apostles of GMS, and we trust in the same doctrine and the names. Now, outside of that group, you have the whole nation of America. You had a bunch of truthers, and you have people now beginning to see the physical manifestations of the RFID chip, the RFID chip, the so-called the mark, the RFID chip. The technological, the technocratic rulership. We see that it can go in this direction. People that don't even understand prophecy can see this. People can see that there's issues with the oil, that there's a famine coming because of the oil, with what's going on with Iran and Esau over here in America. Everyone can see this, but there's still this underlying, what the brother's going into, there's this underlying that because Judah, out of all the Jakes, Judah, the head tribe, not only is he the most influential, he's also the one getting the most heat, which is ordered. Because why? If you're going to be the head tribe, you knew better, you should have known better, and then you still messed up, therefore your punishment is going to be more severe, right? Which is, it's all for all of Israel, but what's going on with Israel? Israel is the head nation. Judah's the head tribe of the southern kingdom. Ephraim is the head tribe of the northern kingdom. Judah is the head tribe for all 12 tribes, and the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, are the head nation for all the other nations. This is why Jacob's trouble is titled as such, because judgment starts with the house of the Most High first, then it trickles down to everybody else, and that's what the brother's going into. If you look at these precepts, I posted them actually on his page. Oh, Salakia.
This is Ecclesiasticus.
So look. So I posted them. But look at these precepts, so you can see the order, because I'm going to get what Paul is talking about. So you got Isaiah 51, 21 to 23, right? Therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Okay? Why? Because we're under the philosophies, the influence of Esau. All these different, we disconnected from our heritage, and as a result, we've been programmed, we've been educated by our enemy, who's been telling us nothing but lies, right? We're waking up out of that. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, and thy God, thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling. Why? Because we were being judged by him for the things that we did. So he's judging us first. Look, even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt drink not again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. Well, who's afflicting us? Psalms 83, Esau, Edom, and the confederacy of nations. All the elect, all the elites of the heathen nations are in agreement with their secret societies, right, to commit fornication with the rulership of Esau, and to agree to keep us from being a nation, to erase our name from reality, to hide the truth of our identity, of Yahweh Shai's identity, of Yahweh's truth, right? And spread lies. They're in agreement with all these religious lies. Okay? That's, I mean, when you break it down, so look, but I will put into thine hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as a street to them that went over thee. That's the curses. Look at Jeremiah 25, 12 through 17. And it shall come, and if you read the whole chapter, this is us going into Babylon, the Neo-Persian, the Neo-Babylon, the older ancient Babylon rulership, but it applies also to today. Okay? And it shall come to pass. I mean, I'm pulling over. Hold on, because I'm driving now. I'm about to pull over because my reading is all bumbled. Salakia. All right, now I can take my eyes off the road. So you got Jeremiah 25, 12 and 17. And it came to pass, when 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, saith Yahweh, for their iniquity, and the land of the Chaldeans, and will make it a perpetual desolation. And America is likened unto the perfection of the beauty of the Chaldeans today, just like they are likened unto the Assyrians, just like they are likened unto the Babylonians, Sodom and Gomorrah in Egypt. Okay. And I will bring upon that land all my words which I have pronounced against it, even all that is written in the book, which Jeremiah hath prophesied against all the nations. 14, for many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them, talking about us also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds. Once he's done judging us, he's going to judge everybody else. And that's what people don't understand. That's where the self-righteousness comes in with all these fucking deceived nations. They look at us, oh, you guys are shit, you guys are nothing. They don't understand that we're under judgment right now, but we're coming to the end of the time of the affliction of Zion, and once that's done, it's over for them, okay? And according to the works of their own hands, for thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, unto me, take the wine cup of the fury of my hand, of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I will send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. And we're about to enter into that. Then took I the cup of Yahweh's hand and made all the nations to drink unto whom Yahweh had sent me. Now and then if you keep reading the chapter, I condensed it because it's a long chapter. He lists all the names of everybody. Esau, Edom, everybody's listed, okay? Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, drink ye and be drunken, and spew and fall and rise no more because of the sword which I will send among you. And it shall be and this is where they're at, if they refuse to take the cup at thy hand, I got white Jesus, I'm good. You know, it wasn't me. My family never owned slaves. All these fucking things people say, right? That they self-justify themselves. They're always so much better, and they're always so good, and God's not mad at them. We didn't do anything wrong. That's what you see with the Edomites right now. They're watching their world collapse, and they're not even admitting or even saying, maybe this is the judgment of God. Maybe this is the judgment of the Most High. They're trying to figure out ways to survive and vote another group of people in there to continue on in America. That's as far as their minds and imaginations can think. It's crazy. Thus shall saith the Lord of hosts, ye shall certainly drink. Wait. And it shall be if they refuse to take the cup, verse 28. And it shall be if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, ye shall certainly drink. Look at 29. This is the foundation of all this. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. That's talking about us, you guys. The city isn't just a physical location, it's the people. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. I begin to bring evil on the wife that was called by my name, the people that was called by my name, the nation. You can put all those because we're all the children that are called by my name. The heritage, the race that was called by my name. And should ye be utterly unpunished, ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yahweh of hosts. So this goes into, and I'm going to read two more precepts. Judgment starts at the house of God. I think it's Paul or Peter. That's Peter. Look. For the time has come. This is 1 Peter 4:17. And this is all these prophecies and what the brother was saying. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. Why? Because we're the head. We were given the law, statutes, and commandments. We were given his name. We were given the wisdom and the understanding. We knew better. We went off. But this doesn't mean the nations are innocent. Because what did the nations do when we went off? They put us in captivity. They lied. They furthered the affliction, right? And they blasphemed Yahweh's name. They blasphemed Yahweh Shai's name. What's that got to do with anything? If you're so innocent, why are you covering up the names of the Most High and the Son? Why are you changing their ethnicity? Why are you doing all that? Why are you performing the controversy of Zion, which is what? Identity theft. Why are you posing to be the head tribe Judah right now? Exactly. They got to be punished, you guys. And all you other nations, Psalms 83, that are in agreement with Esau, you're also now privy. You're connected to their crimes because you helped them cover up the truth. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall then be the end of them that obey not the gospel of God? This is not just talking about the Israelites, you guys. This is talking about the other nations. Let's get Jeremiah, Jacob's trouble, and I'll be done. It's going to be a really quick one. Jacob's trouble. So look, we're going to read like 7 verses. So look, Jeremiah 30. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, thus speaketh Yahweh, the power of Israel, saying, write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of the people. So in order for him to turn around our captivity, that means he's got to get the nation that we're under the authority of out the way. So yes, this is Jacob's trouble. But at the same time it's Jacob's trouble, he's also destroying the yoke of Esau off of the elect's neck. This is a multi-layered prophecy. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Yasharallah, and Judah. There goes your northern and southern kingdom. That's the division. We're still broken, you guys. We're still divided, saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. He's setting us in order before their eyes. Verse 4. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. And every time the northern and southern kingdom is mentioned in prophecy, they're always mentioned in this format. And this is how we know that the people on television and the race of people claiming to be us, they only say Jewish or Jews. They never mention the northern kingdom. They don't speak according to what's been written. They're going off of prophecy because they are the counterfeit. They are the controversy of Zion. They will be judged for that, okay? Verse 5, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Verse 6, as ye now, ask ye now and see, Salakia, whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Verse 7, alas, alas, that day is great, so that none is like it. It's the worst time in history coming. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but also remember, so look, but he shall be saved out of it. Verse 8, for it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. Who is this? So while the 2/3 are being judged, and while the 1/3 is going through the fire of this tribulation, which is just purifying us, Esau, Edom, and the confederacy of nations are also dying and losing their global hegemony as the angels position them down the path of prophecy for destruction. This is what's happening. For as it shall come to pass for it shall come to pass in that day. Verse 8 is huge. This is the medicine part. This is the alcohol or the wine part, or the Novocaine or the opium or the fucking morphine part. This is what helps numb the wisdom and understanding of verse 8. Helps numb the pain or the anxiety, the nervousness of verse 7. Verse 7 tells you it's the worst time in human history. Verse 8 tells you what's happening though. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Tazabawath, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. So while we are going through the fire of this tribulation, the anointing and the fire of that is melting off the yoke off of the elect's neck, bro. And it will burst his bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Who's the him? The elect, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird, right? And who's themselves? The fucking white men, the Edomites, the Epstein class, and the nations that are fucking in agreement with them, and all the heathen that have it fucking good right now. And also women. Oh, fuck. Women are in this too. Our women and women in general just being proud and fucking at ease and powerful and protected and whores, showing all their ass behind the fucking screens on YouTube and TikTok, and then wanting you to look down when they see you in society. All this shit's turning around. I will make a man more precious than gold. 7 women will lay hold of one Hebrew Israelite elect man, saying we will. All that. This is all this in verse 8, you guys. So I'm all over the place, but I wanted to get this on a digital epistle and lift it up. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakadas, and double honors to the elders and apostles, great Milson, who learned from. This is your brother Radah Shalom.